Every one of us are born into this world to lead, to control our lives, go after our goals, listen to our souls, and control our minds. But because of how the world functions, we spend our lives being shown, told, and manipulated to follow. We become numb to our own senses, our own inner knowing. It happens through repetitive teachings. We become overly sensitized to the fears we feel from our elders, regardless of their words. We quickly come to believe in the feelings and words we hear all around us. To be scared to try, because you might get hurt. To not take chances, because you might fail. To listen to those who know more than you do. To do what others say you should do, and most of the time those saying you should do something a certain way are not doing it that way at all. We spend our lives being told things like, you are selfish, because you want something different. You are too loud and full of yourself, because you showed some confidence and energy. You are going to fail, because you don't want to follow the herd. You are not smart, because school didn't make sense. You have to respect others, regardless of how they treat you. You don't deserve what you have, because someone didn't think you worked hard enough for it. You are bad, because you didn't want to share with someone you didn't want to share with, and so much more. You grow up to believe you should be happy with what you have. Wanting more is greedy. You can't change because you have responsibilities. Punishing yourself is how you stay in line and follow the rules. Focusing on things that have nothing to do with you and do not affect you are your responsibility, because it is up to all of us to make sure society does well. You spend your life taking on trauma that should have never been yours. Focusing on things that don't fill your soul or even make you happy. Remembering all of those things as a kid were said was wrong with you. Desperately searching for where you fit. Finding your connections through strangers on apps that you now call your friends, even though they have nothing to do with your life outside of that social media space. No matter where you turn, there are people telling you what to do, how to feel, and trying to control you. Watching leaders make spectacles of themselves under the pretense of trying to save us, telling us we are not smart enough or good enough to figure out our own paths and must be led. Even though the people trying to lead us come from the same screwed up teachings as we did, and possibly even worse. These teachings become so ingrained that you suffer from lack of worth. Believe there is something wrong with you, that you can't be loved and don't deserve to succeed. You start to break down, can't handle the life you have. You become depressed, stop trying, you give up. It has all been lies. Every teaching that has diminished who you really are and who you are supposed to be. Your soul has always known better, and instead of letting it win, we create a battle between our brains and our souls, constantly fighting within ourselves. What we are not told is if you love yourself, truly give yourself the love you are looking for, you would not be accepting less from others. You would attract only those who want to lift you up instead of tearing you down. If you believed in yourself, no one could convince you otherwise. And you would be so busy building and creating your perfect life that you won't care what others are trying to do. You wouldn't fall for the psychological warfare that is happening around you. You would succeed because you believe you can, which is the only thing you need to achieve anything. You would listen to your soul and be happy. Your energy would be higher. Your trust would be stronger. You would realize that you attract everything into your life, and you would become very choosy on what that attraction would be. Those you see who have figured it out, who are not falling for all of the crap that the world tries to convince us of, are succeeding on their terms, realize that those teachings were wrong, and decided to stop listening to them. Every moment of every day, we are being inundated with negative energy. We see leaders not follow the rules because they know they don't have to, and neither do you. What no one is telling you is that all of this is done in order to control you. If you do not follow them, listen to them, or believe in them, they can't do that. No one can lead if there is no one to follow them. In order to wake up from the numbness, to start listening and trusting yourself, you have to first choose where you will get your information. You have to investigate for yourself and see the lies, because they are very easy to see when you decide to start seeing them. Remove negativity from your life. Realize that others' opinions of you say way more about them than it does about you. If you start to believe in yourself, others will too. If you stop having those negative conversations, listening and watching negative things, your life will start to change. You will see the sunshine and enjoy it instead of complaining it is too hot. You will see the cold as a time to rest and be cozy instead of being angry it is so cold out. You will realize that failure does not exist, and that every time you have fallen, you have learned more of what you are capable of. You will get up, brush yourself off, and try again, making little adjustments along the way until you get exactly what you want. The only difference between success and failure is when you choose to give up. People's opinions and advice, no matter who they are, only matter if they are living the life you want to live. You were born with a lot of knowledge. It came from lifetimes of these lessons being proven wrong. By fighting the teachings that were given to you every time you've lived, you are worth more than you allow. The changes you should be making are where you give your energy. If it doesn't feed your soul, walk away, and if it does, embrace it. If you don't want to do it or don't agree with it, then don't do it. If we all did this, the world would become a much different place, and we would live much happier lives. This video was written and created with love always by your coach and clairvoyant, Carlin Ray.